What's going on, geeks? You're listening to episode 430 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name is Cody Armour. I'm here with Jonathan Nichols.
What's up?
I didn't get your name wrong.
That's okay.
Kind of like tripped up over it. And Andrea Riccati.
Hello.
Too special.
I don't know what exactly I said there.
I don't know either.
Got that one down. This week we're geeking out about Pokemon, sleeping dogs, and the show that they just keep resurrecting. I was waiting for the Carl. I really was.
Carl.
Before we get into all of that, though, Jonathan actually was in another country last week. He was in Crabistan. Totally not in the United States. Go ahead.
So it's yeah. Technically, I went back in time to the year 1995.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's ancient history right there.
I would have been 3.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I was
Would've
making
been
history
3.
in a country you never heard of. So I went to a airsoft milsim event in Oklahoma that was technically 48 hours, but it was 3 days, just 2.5 days, but they call it 48-hour experience. But anyway, the event is called Crabistan, and it is a player-driven LARP, essentially, where you pick a faction. There's 2 factions, and so there's the 2 militaries, and then both military factions and countries have civilian factions. So if you're in the military, it's a full milsim. So you have to have military spec tents for that period. You have to have military uniforms that are accurate to the 90s, and you have to have weapons that are accurate to the 90s. So you can't have anything modern looking, I should say, because all the guns are, typically modern guns for like when they're manufactured. But me and my brother and my dad went as civilians for the Crabistan side. So there's actually was one country called Crabistan, and then the players had a civil war the first year, and it broke off into 2 countries called Crabistan and Crabrak. So Crabrak is they are a Middle Eastern country that is partnered with the Russians, and then Crabistan is the other part of the Middle Eastern country that is partnered with NATO. So there's a lot of U.S. soldiers, a lot of British soldiers on that side. It's kind of a fever dream because everyone's in role play, and like I said, it's completely player driven. So, for instance, the first night they had a party after it got dark, and so me and my dad and my brother, we all were kind of hanging out for a little bit, and there's like this dude called Loki, and he's in full body, shirtless body paint. He's got a big braided beard, and he's got like an axe and stuff, and he's there doing Viking things. There's like the Russian soldiers are all speaking with an accent, and they're partying with the NATO guys. And my brother looks at me and my dad, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go back to the tent. Like I forgot something. I'm gonna go grab it." And we're like, "Hey, make sure you got your flashlight, and make sure you got your airsoft gun with you, because people could be bandits, and they can just rob you, and that's part of it, and you can't do anything about it unless you have a gun." Well, so about 5 minutes later, me and my dad are like, "Hey, let's go back to the tent. It's kind of getting late. We need to get up early. We got to go get a mission. Because you got to go to a trader, you get quests and stuff." So it's like at this time it's like 11 o'clock at night. So we're walking down this dirt road with our flashlights, and we hear someone go, "Hey!" So we spin around real fast. We shine our flashlight to our right, and we see my brother, and he's being held at sword point, being robbed by these 2 dudes. And so they just have a sword to his neck, and they're like, "Give us everything in your pockets." And so he's like frantically emptying out his backpack. And so then the other guy that's not holding a sword has a hookah. And so he's like smoking his hookah, and he turns around, sees us, and he sets it down, and he has like this like Middle Eastern like long, like it's not really a dress, but anyway, he pulls it up, the front of it up, and on his belly, he's got a bomb strapped to his chest or his belly,
Oh my
and he's like, "I'm
gosh.
gonna pull the pin. Give me everything in your pockets. I'll blow us all up." And so he's like trying to rob us, and we're like trying to talk our way out of it. And we're like, "We don't have anything on us. I'm sorry, dude." And he's like, "I'll do it. I'll do it." And so we're like slowly trying to like sneak around to grab our pistol we had on us, and eventually he's like, "Oh, you guys are cool. You don't have anything on you." And so meanwhile, my brother's still being robbed, and they just empty out his backpack and take everything in it that's lootable. So like the in-game currency, any kind of rare valuables, his ammo. And so that was the first night. That was our introduction to Kravistan. Um,
All right.
That's
so
an
then that
introduction right there.
it was a very that was a introduction of all introductions. Um, my brother was super mad. We were laughing at him. Uh, that night, another civil war broke out on our side, the military. So our tent was being used as cover, and so like BBs were pelting off the side of the tent at like 2 a.m. Um, it was a good experience. It was it's a good time. It was a lot of fun. We ended up my brother got lost at one point. He decided to go off and venture on his own, but didn't bring a map, a compass, and his phone had died because he didn't charge it that night.
Oh
Because
no.
he stayed up scrolling Instagram and instead of just going to bed. And so yeah, he got lost. And so the second day around 5 p.m. he came out of the woods into chaos because we were having a vote to join the two countries. And then these players didn't want that, so they like attacked the group because there's like 300 of us all huddled up. And so it was a insurgency attack on that, and he just kind of walked into it. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "I don't know, where have you been?" And he's like, "I got lost."
Just been lost in the woods for 40 days.
He's been lost in the wilderness.
Oh my gosh.
And so then like he's like, what's going on?" We're like, "Well, we're voting
We
to
need
join the
milk
two
and honey.
countries."
What about you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I've been eating locusts and honey. Dirt speared all his face. Wearing an animal pelt.
That's
Becoming
awesome.
one with
And so
nature.
yeah.
I was gonna read one of your texts, but I realized would that be against NDAs of any kind?
No, you're good. You can read it.
Okay, I just want to read what I'm getting just randomly throughout the other weekend. I want to give like a militant I don't know voice, but we snuck across the border in a crab rack, acting like journalists. Used a taxi service to get us to the capital. Snuck into the Crabtonium fields and got 8. Went to the capital, got security work to justify our border crossing. Got back and sold the Crabtonium. Now we're on break. The government that are the citizens of our the government that our citizens of are in a civil war. That's not my typo, that's his.
I'm sorry.
They raided each other last night. Bombs had been going off all day. We thought it was 2 separate countries fighting. Turned out, it was just the outside killing each other. And I'm just like, what am I reading?
I was like sending him
Oh
like
my
war journal
gosh.
stories and photos.
Yeah.
So because
And I'm reading them like basically in that voice too the entire time. Like,
I'm like, yeah. So we had to pose as because the border was so tight because all the fighting that went on the first night during the night that we had to like come up with a cover story to cross the border. Otherwise, they wouldn't let us cross. So we're like, "Oh, we're journalists," and so I was like taking photos and then sending photos to Cody with war journal notes, and
Yeah.
I'm like sending him like I sent him like 8 of them. I think I don't know how many. It was just war journal stories as events were happening, and
Yeah. Random photos of war.
I got to witness someone get executed with a pirate cutlass. There was a pirate group there.
What?
They were this guy ran in and he like had a bunch of airsoft grenades tied together and he just like ran through the capital of Crabrack, pulled all the pins, threw into a crowd of people. They blew up. Of course, all these people fell over the fake dead, and they caught him. He was trying to run, he fell, and so they caught him. And they like did a whole trial. And this pirate dude, he like had a Hawaiian shirt and a tactical pirate hat, was like, he was sentenced to death. And he pulls out this rubber sword and like pretends to behead him with it. And
Oh my god.
then they have like a flame trooper, like he had an airsoft flamethrower, and he's like pretended to like burn him. It was so funny. And so like he was done for the rest of the game. Like he had to make a new character because he died. So
Oh wow.
but then there was this like medical group there that was like there to cure the malaria Ebola virus. I think it's what they said it was, and they had like energy drinks and stuff, but they're like syringes. So if you like paid on like one claw, which is like $1, they would give you a shot of the energy drink. And but they like grabbed that dude's body and pretended to harvest his organs and stuff. And so like you would look back there and he'd be on an operating table and they'd be like pulling out like a fake heart and stuff. Um but it was a good time. It was super surreal. They are changing venues, so they don't know if it'll be in Texas or Missouri next year. There's two places. But yeah, if you like just role play, airsoft, and just ridiculous scenarios. It's a good time.
If it
Definitely
is
check.
in Texas, this sounds like something I would want to try.
Yeah, they're looking at a place in Denton, Texas, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a place they're checking out. But yeah, it's a good time. It's called Crabistan. The website to sign up is mudcrabmilsim.com. And they've got a bunch of events they do. But yeah, it's a good time. I don't know what else to say, but go check it out.
It's fun. Cool. We'll get into the video games that we've all been playing then. Thanks for sharing that. I was like, we gotta talk about that on the podcast. So cool. I guess I'll go first with the games. Andrea, you have me completely hooked on Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Isn't it good?
I have been playing. I've been doing nothing but playing that game. Probably an unhealthy amount yesterday. I'm feeling a little under the weather, and so that kind of helps me not be very active. But I probably literally played 6 or 7 hours yesterday of Claire Obscure. No, it's the story surprises me. The difficulty uh is not usually a me thing. I usually am someone who goes to story mode and is like, I just want to blow through this because I want the story.
Mhm.
But I think just because I started on the medium difficulty, I feel wrong for being on the easy difficulty. And so I like took it back to the medium difficulty and have just been suffering. The game is very unforgiving.
Even
Um
listen, even if you did play it on easy, it's not an easy time, okay? It's not that big of a difference. I played on easy after being on medium, and I still had difficulty at times.
I think my biggest qualm with it is I'm not good at timing things. I can't keep a beat to save my life. And so trying to
Right.
for those who don't know, it's the gameplay style is turn-based RPG. But you can dodge moves, and then if you dodge perfectly, then you want to switch buttons to the parry because a perfect dodge and a parry are the exact same timing, and a parry does damage to the creature. It also gives you AP, which you're gonna want, and so at least on the medium difficulty, you almost have to be able to do that to play the game. On story mode, it's a little more forgiving on just that part of it. You still have to strategically figure out how you're gonna win.
You
Um,
have to memorize like the patterns of the enemies because each enemy has a different mode of attack and you have to like
right.
memorize it. So you're gonna get hit at first, but you have to learn as you go. Okay, like
And they have like
they're gonna
six
swing
or
like
seven
this
other
way,
movesets
and
sometimes.
yeah, and it's so not fair. But there's some pictos you can pick up along the way later on that'll give you some advantages, but that's later on. So if you do need
Okay.
that, I am willing to give you some guidance on that.
I was gonna say what I would love to have seen is for people like me having an ability because you have a skill tree and then you have kind of your attributes. I would have liked an attribute that would have opened up the window of the parry
Yeah.
and made it easier. And then someone like me who needs that can do that, and someone who doesn't need it can put those attributes somewhere else depending on their play style. Um, that's my only qualm really with the game. That and some of the hair cosmetics clip through
I think for
the
me, my
bodies.
biggest qualm is like the lack of a map in the areas because it's so easy to get lost in some of them and then find your way back. I think that was my biggest qualm, I
Yeah,
think.
I'm fine with it. my wife, I was talking to her, she says it would drive her nuts. I guess if you have it on PC, there is a mod you can get that'll give you a little mini map.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
yeah,
So,
there's
fun
only been
fact
one space so
for
far where I've been like, man, a mini map. Like I feel like I'm missing things because I don't have a mini map.
yeah,
Uh, everywhere else, I think I've explored way more because I don't have a mini map.
that's
Um,
true.
I don't have a necessarily know where to go, so I'm checking every nook and cranny of the game. Um,
There's a
map
fun
is
fact with the
huge.
weapons. Some of the weapons are like shout out to other franchises and series. So if you look at the
Oh,
weapons of
okay.
everybody, like there's some from anime, some from other video games. So there's like little
I
Easter
haven't
eggs when
caught
it
that.
comes to the weapons, like their names in the shape. Yeah, I looked it up, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Be aware if you're playing. I would say there's some horror aspects to it in a way. Um, I don't know if that's maybe I'm just a baby. It's some of it's real creepy. Uh, it is I think probably rated MA. I would assume, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a phobia of
Um,
mimes. So
yeah. I didn't until this game. I found the first one on accident. It's probably pretty easy to find, and
mhm.
yeah.
They're
I was like,
creepy.
there's been a few different creatures. So you're like third person in the world, and then you can go up and attack things. But like other things will, of course, if you aggro them, they chase you. And some of them, the way they chase you is terrible. It's like, no, get
Yeah.
away.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, also,
but
there's no escape button too. If
yeah,
you're
it may
locked in
be
a
my game of
battle,
the
you are
year.
locked in there.
The what?
If you're locked in a battle, they lock you in there. There's no escape.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough. Very fun. I think it's probably my game of the year. Story
Mine
wise,
too.
it's been really cool. I'm in Act 2. I don't want to give anything away because I went in really blind. The trailers leave you pretty blind, I feel like, to what's going on, and I
Hmm.
think that's the best way to play it.
It
It's
is.
just not knowing. Be ready for a very Final Fantasy-esque uh storytelling. And that's probably all you need to know about the story.
That is
Yeah.
on my list. Um, Now I will say this: I was gonna play it on Game Pass, but after this did the price hike, I canceled. So I'm gonna actually buy it on Steam.
Nice.
I
It
think
was
it's
only like $50 too, full price. It's not even a
yeah,
full price game.
that's nice.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
And it feels like a full price game to me.
Mm.
Like I don't yeah, I mean there's certain like I said, certain graphical errors that I see on the PS5. I don't know if that happens on PC. Hair clipping through the outfits and stuff. But other than that, like it's plays really well. Yeah, no, it's a cool game. I like it a lot.
I'm
Uh,
really glad.
Andrea, what have you? Yeah, I bought it for my wife to play because she just got done with Baldur's Gate, and I was like, "Here, you can have another RPG." She's like, "No, anytime you play it." And I picked it up, but I just had not put it down. So, Andrea, what have you been
That's
playing?
awesome. I am playing Fallout New Vegas. It's my first time playing it, and
Hmm,
I'm playing it to get ready for the new Fallout Season 2 that's supposed to come out in December, I believe. So
very
I
cool.
they teased New Vegas in that season, and I'd never played it, so I am trying to get acquainted so I know what I'm looking at when that show comes out.
Very cool.
It's the best one.
I've only played Fallout 4. I've never played a Fallout New Vegas. Jonathan, you've played New Vegas.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's the best one.
I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very similar to the three, but it's its own thing too. I guess it feels more Western than three does. Three feels like more blatantly post-apocalyptic. This one
Mhm.
feels more Western, you know. Uh, but I'm really enjoying it. It's still pretty fresh. I'm only on level 6 right now, so I'm still pretty new.
Hmm,
Speaking of, they announced Obsidian, the developers of Fallout New Vegas, announced a 15th anniversary panel. Uh,
Ooh.
and is it? Trying to see when this is. I think it's in November. Yeah. So they're doing a Obsidian is coming to Pioneer Saloon Fallout fan celebration this November. So it's a fan celebration, but Obsidian's showing up to do a panel. So
That's so neat.
Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
get a remaster.
Fingers crossed. That'd be so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I would love a remaster. But playing it as it is right now is not bad.
Are you playing on
That's cool.
PC?
No, I'm playing on Xbox. It's on my Xbox One, but it is the 360 game, so it
Okay,
does show that
cool.
age.
Cool.
That's fun. What about you, Jonathan?
Ooh, so I took a small break from Kingdom Come Deliverance because Battlefield 6 came out, and it's been a good time. It's so cinematic. I was in a helicopter, being like cargoed to part of the map because it was too far to run. Then a missile came flying at the helicopter. I jumped out. The helicopter got blown up, and as I'm parachuting, or actually I was still skydiving, I hadn't opened my parachute. I'm like flying between the debris, and I parachute and I land, and then I die because I'm not very good at it. But it's an amazing game. I'm having a good time.
Very cool.
It's like everything's like an action movie, directed by Michael Bay. So
Brings back to the 95 and Krapistan.
yeah, exactly. I was having Krapistan flashbacks.
Yeah. Very cool. Andrea, what's going on in the gaming world?
Okay, so if you're a Sims fan, maybe you are familiar with this, but unfortunately, Sims Mobile announced that they are shutting down after 7 years and more than 50 updates. The team released that they will be releasing the final update for The Sims Mobile um, from January 20th, 2026. After that, it will no longer be accessible to play and will be sunset. So any purchases and anything like that that players have made will unfortunately be void and you will no longer be able to access it. I'm a Sims fan, but I'll be honest, I've never heard of the Sims Mobile, and that's probably not the way I would play Sims. Uh, but perhaps other
Yeah.
people have, and perhaps they've invested in that. And if so, that's a very, that's a very sad piece of news. And it's just another example of these mobile games. They're here for a short time, and then unfortunately they put the kibosh on it, and they are off to the nether regions of the gamosphere. So that's
Mhm.
that unfortunately happened. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Sims
I've never heard
Mobile.
of Sims Mobile, I'm not gonna lie.
Me neither. And I'm a Sims fan, so I really enjoy it, but never heard of that. Um, some other sad news. Just a few days ago, we lost Tomonobu Itagaki. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He was the creator of the Dead or Alive series. Um, Passed away very, I want to say suddenly. He died pretty young, only 58 years of age. He's also known for rebooting the Ninja Gaiden team back in 2004. And he had a very unique personality, a very unique presence. But I think one that was greatly appreciated by that genre of games. And he must have been he probably passed away pretty sick because he did post one last message and then passed away shortly afterwards. Um, but I know fans of those series will probably be, in mourning of that, and we hope that he rests in peace. And we appreciate the hard work that he put into as far as creativity and the games he's produced. So um, that was unfortunately what happened as well. And then something that we didn't cover from last week is there's been there's a new Pokemon game I know that just came out, but before that there was another Pokemon leak.
None of us
Um,
played
yeah, none of us have played it,
it.
so if you played it and you've enjoyed it or not, let us know. But there has been a leak of possibly some new games that may be on the horizon in the next few years. Not much is known, and be aware that these are leaks, so it could be nothing. It could be nothing bomb, it could be canceled. But there's rumors that there's going to be some Generation 10 games called Wind and Wave, and there was some debate about the setting. It was originally going to be like Greece themed, but It's actually Southeast Asia. The new MMO, Ruby Sapphire, Diamond Pearl game, and Pokemon Gen 11. Those of you who keep up with the Pokemon news are probably more familiar with it than most of us. I mean, we're probably old school Pokemon fans, but I've not been in current with the Pokemon games, to be honest. So that this might be something you might be on the lookout for in case some new trailers are released down the line. Um, but yeah, those are some things that have been happening in the game sphere, and some, of course, some new releases, like Battlefield 6 and such. But yeah,
Cool. Yeah, I am. I really like the idea of a Greece themed. Like, I just keep going back to Pokemon Coliseum. I
that
think
would have
the
been
word
so
Coliseum.
unique. Yeah, a Greece setting would have been really
Yeah,
unique. Not that Southeast Asia isn't unique, but
especially.
I feel like we've seen that
Yeah, right.
before.
Yeah, I feel like most of the early Pokemon games kind of have that feel to it.
Hmm.
Greece would have been really interesting.
Very.
Um, but and then an MMO. We've been asking for an MMO for years, so
Right.
just give us an MMO.
Please, please.
Yeah, I that's what I wanted for Pokemon for a long time. I'm really surprised they haven't because Pokemon like they could kind of like they really could have done, and maybe it's too late now, but a Grand Theft Auto 5 for kids with Pokemon.
I
Like
don't think it's too
in the
late. I
sense
mean,
that
Pokemon is just so popular right now. Like, it's still in. I
right,
think they could still pull it off.
like you build a big map, you have a bunch of different events, you put out a bunch of DLCs. They could have charged us for all of them. We would have paid for all of them.
Hmm.
Don't give them
Um,
ideas, Cody.
I know.
And hey, it could even be bigger than Fortnite. Who knows for these kids nowadays?
Right. I would have been all about a Pokemon MMO like 10 years ago and just
Hmm.
over ever evolving. New Pokemon are coming out. You gotta go back to the game. I haven't played in a year, but they got new Pokemon, so I gotta go get them, catch them all again. Um, I would have been I would be all about an MMO that they really took seriously. I don't think a half baked one will work. It really needs to be kind of their full focus for it to really work out, in my opinion. But
Right.
or at least half their focus. I don't know. Um, is it ZA the new games that are out?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
That one just came out, I
Um,
believe.
yeah, I've seen images of like them climbing ladders, and the balconies are just completely like painted onto the buildings. And I was making a joke that like I was upset with that, and I knew very little about video games at the time. But I was upset with that in Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U because the door knockers were painted onto the doors in the game and not like actual polygons. So to imagine that a full balcony 10 years later almost
Yeah.
um
Like,
is like
that's not
being painted onto the game
realistic.
is
What are these game developers
crazy to
doing?
me.
I
But
think
I've also
this
read
week.
that whole map is like one big polygon, which is pretty
Yeah, I was
crazy.
gonna say that. Yeah, I
So
don't.
they make weird choices. Yeah, whatever, Pokemon. All right, we'll get into the movies that we have been watching. Um, yeah, let's start with you, Andrea. Tron Ares is a big one.
Yeah, I saw it. Apparently, not a lot of people have gone to see it, so it's bombing at the box office. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm a Tron fan. I love the original and, of course, Legacy. This one is not as bad as people are saying. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's not bad. A lot of people are giving it like half a star out of five, and I'm like, come on, guys, it's not that bad. Some of the wood acting is a little wooden from some of the main characters. Jared Leto, whether you love him or hate him, was solid in the film. Plot was
Okay.
predictable, you know. Graphics were amazing. The soundtrack, of course, everybody's raving about it with Nine Inch Nails. also can confirm it's amazing. We bought the soundtrack right after the movie, so definitely great. It's not Daft Punk, but it holds its own, so definitely check out the soundtrack. I'm just
We love Nine
sad
Inch
that
Nails.
yeah, I'm just sad that people don't seem to appreciate Tron as much as I do, I guess. Maybe I'm more forgiving than a lot of other people, but I love the original as dated as it is. It has a great atmosphere that I think is just so unique. I think my brother and I were discussing this about why we like Tron. I think it's Disney's Blade Runner and Mad Max, where it's just like it's a hot name, but not a lot of people are in those fandoms. And those people that are in those fandoms are very passionate, very small, passionate minority. So, uh, I saw it. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite Tron movie, and I hope that Disney will find a way to continue that franchise and not put it to sleep again.
Yeah, I heard it. I've seen some article headlines. I've become a real bad headline reader lately, but the Tron series is dead. Disney will never make another. And I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. I,
Yeah.
like you said, kind of, some people love Jared Leto and some people hate him. But I feel like if you want a movie to not make money, you hire Jared Leto.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say
I
that.
mean,
She's like,
listen, Disney made that bed. They're gonna have to lie in it. He was fine as
yeah.
far as performance goes. Whether the name brand did damage or not, or maybe it's because not a lot of people know what Tron is. I find it interesting though. I saw a comment like on Reddit just out of curiosity, and there are some kids that went to go see it, and there are kids who know who Tron is because Tron isn't just the name of the franchise; it's the name of a character in the franchise. And Tron is not present in this movie. And that poor kid was asking the whole time, "Where's Tron? Where's Tron?" And then Jared Leto's
Oh,
character came, and they was like, "Is he Tron?" And the poster was like, "No, that's not Tron. That's Ares." And the poor kid was just fed up and just was not invested in the movie. So, if you're gonna have a movie called Tron, maybe have Tron in it.
right.
You know,
Yeah. I probably should go back and watch the movies. It's been a while. I don't remember the movies very well. I just remember the good soundtracks, good music.
surprisingly, the first movie is very Christian-esque. It has very, very
Mhm.
strong themes of belief and persecution. It really reminds you of those early church days when you're persecuted for your faith because, the users are like God, and then the programs, are forced to not believe in the users. And it's really interesting.
hmm,
Cool.
that is really cool.
That's awesome. I will definitely have to go check it out then.
Yay!
Jonathan, you watched Romulus.
I did. I watched Alien Romulus. It took me almost a year. Um, it's amazing. Really, really liked it. Have you
So
got
hard not
you?
to spoil it.
I know. I love how the first 2/3 is like, okay, this is a good movie, and then the last act is like pure body horror. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Mm.
Um, This is my new personality. This film, I absolutely loved how um it they. I feel like I need to look at behind the scenes, but it feels like most of the film is on practical sets, which makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, I can see
It
It
that.
feels like you
does.
could just like touch everything through the screen, and I love that. The lead actress, I cannot remember her name. She's amazing. What is her name?
I really don't know.
Kaylee Spaney.
Hmm.
It's Spaeny. It's Kaylee Spaney. Yeah. Yeah. So just great. I also thought she was um younger than she is. She's actually 27. I thought she was like 21, but uh yeah, really really good actress. Nailed the role. Writing's good, cinematography's good. The sound design's amazing. So, I mean, it's a horror movie, but if you like that, go check it out.
Very cool. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that movie. Watched it recently myself. And yeah, I don't want to give anything away. It feels like a lot of these horror movies have gotten really action movie-esque. And I guess they've always kind of
Yeah.
had that aspect, but they've really leaned
Mm.
into it. And yeah, kind of like you said, the last act of this movie was like, gotcha.
Yep.
You thought.
Yep.
Really good. I also watched a movie not nearly as terrifying. It was Karate Kid Legends,
What'd you
which
think?
wasn't necessarily a summer blockbuster. Like, it came out in May, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It really should have been like a winter movie. Like a there's nothing else to watch, go to the movies movie.
Oh wow,
Not bad.
that's
Yeah. It's just
that's
not it's not bad. It's just not the big blockbusters that you expect in the summer.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So like it deserves more to fly under the
Like,
radar, kind of.
yes, yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. But I've been watching Cobra Kai, and so like being a Cobra Kai, I don't know if you could really be that big of a fan of this movie if you haven't been watching Cobra Kai. They're gonna be the same people, and it's weird that it didn't lean into that more, in my opinion, because like it's gonna be the same people watch this movie. There's a little bit of um like crossover, I guess, with the show,
Yeah.
but they could have done more, honestly.
I have a
Yeah.
theory about that, but I don't know if I can get into it without spoiling it.
Well, spoiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say this.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's a rights issue, even though it's owned by
okay.
Sony. I think there was some, maybe contractual. I'm not sure, but that's kind of where I'm leaning. I don't want to spoil it because it's a
That
good
makes the
movie. I
most
enjoyed it.
logistical sense. But yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't see Karate Kid, but I saw the trailers and I was like, oh, that's cute. They're bringing everything back full circle. With the one that Jackie Chan had all those years ago, and then of course the original.
Yeah.
So would you recommend going
I
to see it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of the Karate Kid movies, for sure. It
Awesome.
definitely has that almost like what I really love is it's got this kind of 80s feel to it, those like 80s karate movies, Karate Kid movies.
Mhm.
But the main character isn't a whiny, like helpless kid.
Yeah, that's actually the
That
bully.
needs to be like built up. Yeah. He's very much like he's come from a school of kung fu and knows it really well. And he's actually like almost a little cool. And just needs a little bit of like extra training. And so it almost has more of like a Rocky feeling than a
Yeah.
Karate Kid
I
feeling.
wanted to say because the other franchise that was really big that decade was Rocky. That's like when you were saying like the 80s stuff, like the other franchise is Rocky, as far as that kind of feel
Yeah.
to it.
Which is funny you say that because there is kind of a Rocky montage.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I would have loved to see Jackie Chan's character, Sifu, I can't remember his name in the show, and then
Han?
Danny Han, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And Danny LaRusso battle it out a little bit. I
Now
was kind of
come
bummed
on,
that we didn't
those two gentlemen are a little bit older. Give them a little bit of a
Yeah.
break.
That's ageist.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but I care about their health too.
Hey, if they could do it in Cobra Kai, they could do it in this movie. I did find
Yeah.
it really funny too. So he's like a kung fu student, but there's like a street fight that comes out, and all the kung fu that he knows is literally just like Jackie Chan has a very specific like street
Mhm.
stunts way of
Yeah.
fighting that's very gimmicky and like using the surroundings in really impractical ways. And like
Yes.
100% what he does, which is great. But just so funny because it's like, oh, this isn't really kung fu. This is
This is just Jackie Chan being
Chan's
Jackie
stunt work.
Chan, yeah.
Yeah.
There,
But it's a kid doing it, which was really fun. That I thought was funny. And then in the final fight, because obviously there's a final fight, there's a very little, very subtle cable work where he's just like doing some really like because that was the big thing with Jackie Chan's Karate Kid, for those who don't know, is that they used a lot of like cable work, like stunt work, and it was really unrealistic. He was doing these giant backflips and stuff.
Hmm.
And so there's a couple of those like little nods, but they're almost a little more realistic in this.
yeah.
Just to kind of make it like, yeah, that movie actually happened somehow.
So there's some interviews with the main actor, and I can't think of his name. I'm awful. Ben Wong, Ben Wang.
I
I'm not
think
sure
Wong
how you pronounce.
sounds, but
I
I
think
don't know.
Wong
Wong,
is.
probably.
I
I
think
don't want to
Wong is how
assume.
you pronounce it, but anyway, he was on Corridor Digital, and they were showing some stuff about the movie before it released, and he was like, "Yeah, so when Jackie Chan showed up on set, he like looked at our choreography and was just like, good, good, and then just redid all of it." Like he just read so,
That
and so
sounds
they can't.
that sounds about right.
He like kept the identity of what they already did and they'd been working on for like 6 weeks prior, but then he like punched it up so much within like 10 minutes.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, they said there's a lot of stuff like that that went on in the movie that he was like, he was kind of sit back, his arms crossed and nod, and then he'd walk over and like do stuff and like change it. And
Oh,
so
that's another complaint too. Was it was only an hour and a half long, and I think it could have been a 2-hour movie. It did
I
feel a
agree.
little rushed in places. There was just some stuff that was like, come on, you could have taken your time on this. I would have want to know more about this. Um, he's got a few characters, surrounding characters that are just. It would have been fun to flesh them out a little bit more, I think. But
Hmm.
I think another 30 minutes would have been plenty of time to do so. But all around, like it's out. I think we watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, I think Netflix.
So, if you got Netflix, it's available for you to watch without any extra cost. Might as well, especially if you're a Cobra Kai fan.
Mhm.
Or just a fan of
It'll,
karate in general.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you're not a Karate Kid fan, uh, I don't know if it would really be that exciting.
That's true.
Getting to see Danny LaRusso like do his things is just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so glad
post
to see him
credits.
back.
Did you see
And
the
the post credit scene. There is a
Yep.
post credit scene.
Yep.
Yep. Um, yeah. It's good. I'll just end it there. There's like more that I could add to it that I'm like, I don't know if I'm just beating a dead horse at that point. Um, like you said, probably right's the reason there weren't more crossovers. There are a lot of like little things that they could have done crossover wise that would have made sense for the show without being too shoehorned in. It would have been really cool.
Mhm.
But um, what do that's all the movies, right? I was last. What's going on in the movie world, Jonathan?
So Sleeping Dogs has a script, confirms Simu Liu. I think is how we decided to pronounce that. I apologize if I butchered that. But yeah, so Sleeping Dogs has a script and looks like it's going into production, which is exciting because it never got a sequel, and it looks like they're going to make it to a movie, and maybe this will kind of nudge them into making a sequel. If you guys don't know what Sleeping Dogs is, it's a
I have
kind of a
no idea. I know it's a game.
kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but set in Hong Kong, and you play as an undercover cop that's trying to take down the triad. But it's all based around kung fu, and so you like go to learn kung fu, you go to schools, level up your fighting ability, and then you go fight. Really, really good. It's older. It was a 360 and PlayStation 3 game, but you can find it on the Xbox Store still. I believe Steam. I think PlayStation Plus had it the other like a couple months back. But yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. Um, Super excited
It's
for the
so a Jonathan game.
yeah, it's super up my alley.
Yeah, that actually sounds really fun, honestly.
It's a really good game. So what's funny is they announced the adaptation in 2017, and Donnie Yen was set to star, but the film kind of got shelved, and so Square Enix basically started working with trying to find the company here. It's called Story Kitchen, and which worked on Sonic the Hedgehog, but also worked on the Netflix's animated Tomb Raider series. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Seems hopeful.
That's
But
cool.
speaking of adaptations of video games, Horizon Zero Dawn also has a working script, and they're expected to release the film in 2027. So as of right
Okay.
now, they do not have a director. They're planning to shoot in 2026, and they're planning to release in 2027, which seems like a incredibly ambitious timeline. with no director and a draft of a script.
That kind of scares me a little bit.
You think we can do it?
I feel like if they were to do that, it would be all the mechanical dinosaurs and animals would be people in rubber costumes, like early Godzilla.
I think the better
So,
question is,
I'm
can they do
totally
it
down
well?
for like early Jurassic Park. Give me
Fair.
animatronics. Animatronics would make so much sense
Yes.
because they'd be robots.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
I'm down.
See, Sony, hire Cody to come up with
I
these
have so many ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will cost you more than CGI, but we'll make it happen.
He knows what everybody wants.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I've got 1,000 ideas. No, that's awesome. I wish it was a movie that didn't have to do like I wish it wasn't a remake of the game. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just a remake of the game.
Of
But
course.
it's okay. Expedition 33 needs a movie that's just another expedition.
There's talks about them trying to make a movie, so
good.
yeah, there's
It doesn't
already
need to be 33.
talks.
Don't make it 33. Make it something else.
Listen, you have all those other expeditions. You can make a movie about any of them, or there's
That'd be
some other
so
things in the
good.
lore that could also be into play, but I won't mention it because it could go into spoilers, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So there's a lot you can do
Hire
with
me, I have
that
1,000
world.
ideas.
Yeah, you can do so much with
For
that
sure.
world in general.
We'll get into the TV news, or not TV news, but TV that we were watching then. I actually haven't watched any TV this week. I've been playing Expedition 33 just nonstop. So, go ahead, Andrea.
Still watching The Office. I'm really enjoying it now. First season wasn't that great, didn't really make me laugh, but seasons 2, and now I'm on 3 and 4, were really out loud funny. Lots of foot in your mouth moments, of course. Everybody's got a great personality, great performances, and I've slapped my face so many times and been like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? But that's part of the fun of The Office, so I'm really enjoying it. Been watching more of that, so I'll continue sharing my thoughts and we'll see how it goes.
And what about you, Jonathan?
We're still making our way through Resident Alien. We're almost done with season 2, but we had to take a break because we just had so much going on we couldn't watch it. So we picked it back up this weekend. We're getting there. I think we got like 2 episodes left before
Yeah,
season 3.
that makes sense. It didn't exist in 1995, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally tracks. We'll get into TV news then. We got a few different things here. We have Daredevil, Born Again, season 2. It's got a release date confirmed. That's March 4th, 2026. It also came with a trailer that we have not seen personally. It was at New York Comic Con, and so I would assume we'll be seeing that in the next couple weeks. Usually within the month, we see a trailer after Comic Con. So hopefully soon.
Yeah, they did confirm that Kristen Ritter is coming back, so as Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So
And then she also mentioned that they may have a green light for a Jessica Jones show or project. She said project from what I heard.
I guess. I know for sure that they're talking about Daredevil season 3, so the TV universe
That's
is
for sure
still going.
greenlit. Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean everything. I'm glad that the Netflix shows are kind of are starting to trickle over to the Disney MCU verse because they were great shows and great casting. So I'm glad that Disney's giving them a chance. It's very well deserved.
This will be the last time that I mentioned Expedition 33. But Charlie Cox is in Expedition 33.
I
And
know.
that was really cool.
I think I heard, from what I understand, that was his first voice acting role, which I find that so hard to believe because he knocked it out of the park. Like he's a natural.
I'd be curious. So technically, he was in Spider-Man.
True, true. Yeah,
In
you're
the
right.
animated Spider-Man, the new one.
But
But
it's
I
probably
wouldn't
his
know which
first
one was
video
recorded
game.
first.
It's probably his first video game role, though.
Okay, for sure. And then I don't know what he could have recorded the video game lines way before he did Spider-Man lines. That could have been his
Yeah,
first role too, in that sense. Like first one recorded. I'd be curious.
that's true.
But anyways, Charlie Cox plays Daredevil. If people are confused, he is Matt Murdock. Not Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is not Matt Murdock.
I mean, in a fever dream, he was.
Yeah.
In a really, really
Um,
feverish dream.
yeah. I really do hope that they bring him back for the Avengers movies. The
Probably
Ben
not,
Affleck
but
Daredevil would be amazing.
it'll just be Evanescence every time he shows up on screen.
Yeah. Could you imagine him just like he's just standing and he's like next to like a jukebox, like a boombox thing, and then
No,
Charlie
no,
Cox's
no,
Matt Murdock
nope,
comes on, and just
nope.
turns it off. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We've got work to do. We've got justice to find.
Ben Affleck did not know how to play a blind guy.
Yeah.
But Charlie Cox
And then
does.
like
Yeah.
he could see Happy Hogan and be like, Foggy, I haven't seen you in
Yeah.
so long.
It'd be great.
We don't forget Avengers. We just need this movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Daredevils. Kidding, don't do that. The things that should die. Walking Dead could live for another 15 years. Which is insane that they have plans for another 15 years at least. And if it keeps making money, they'll make more than 15 years worth of TV, I'm sure.
If you had a
My only
kid,
thing.
if you had a kid right now, they'd be turning
15.
15 by the time the show is getting renewed for the 16th season. Or
You could
whatever.
make them.
Yeah.
Well, Walking Dead itself is canceled.
Oh, okay.
All the spin-offs are going.
Oh, geez.
Walking Dead did end at one point. It was alright.
We
What
could
if it
call the
was in
show.
space?
We could call the show itself The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ending ended in a way where they're like, but wait, there's more. Look at all these shows we're making.
Mm.
And I was really frustrated with it. It did not cap off. I was upset with that. And I was upset with the fact that Rick and Michonne's thing turned into a show, I believe. I think it's been
Yeah.
out. And not a
Yeah.
movie. So I was really excited for like a Hollywood Walking Dead movie.
Mm.
Like a really big blockbuster Walking Dead movie. And instead it became a TV show that I don't care about. Daryl seems kind of interesting, but I don't want to give them money.
Nope.
Then you
Negan
don't
and
have
Maggie
to.
seemed like a good movie,
You don't
but I
have
don't want to give
to.
them money. I committed. I watched that whole show. I watched all of Walking Dead.
I commend you.
What did you get
Yeah.
out of it?
Frustration.
Nothing. 3 spinoffs that I'm never gonna watch.
There you go.
He went through the.
I got some amazing moments with Negan though. A lot of people dropped off before Negan. And like I know so many people that when Negan, I'm spoiling the show, it's been out for years. When Negan kills the guy that he does with the bat the way he does at the end of that one season, everybody that I know stopped watching. And Negan's character development is really good TV. Yeah, I'll say that.
I stopped watching after the 4th episode. Actually,
it was good.
Actually, wait a minute. When did they go to the prison? What episode
Not
was
on
that?
episode 4.
No, it must
It
have
was
been.
like 4 seasons in.
Really? Was it 4? I didn't watch 4 seasons. I don't know. It was pretty early on because
It might be 3 seasons.
they were shooting guns, and the guns had no, like, the slide wasn't moving back, and the muzzle flash was like barely coming out of the barrel, and they were like holding the gun like this, and I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. It was bothering me so bad.
So, specifically in the prison era, the prison era of Walking Dead is some of the best Christian television I've ever seen. Bam.
Ooh,
Wow.
I'd have to hear you explain this. I'm really curious.
Yeah. I'm not. I didn't get
One of
that
the best
far.
lines. One of the best Christian lines in any piece of media ever is Rick is just kind of he's going through a hard time. He's going through some troubles. His wife dies. He kind of goes crazy. He's supposed to be in this leadership role and he's failing it left and right. Um, and so he decides he's done, and he goes out and he kind of breaks down, and he's like, I don't think I can come back from this. And Herschel is like, that's the whole point, man. You can always come back. And I was like, gospel, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Herschel was a Christian in the show as well. But he was spitting some truth every once in a while, and that was one of the biggest examples I can think of. But it was happening just all the time in the show at that point, and I loved it. I was soaking it all up. It was right around the time. Trying to think of the era, but Geeks Under Grace was pretty new at that point, and so we were like really hammering down on the like media can reflect God's story in almost any kind of way. And so it was really helpful for this show to be out right then, because I could like point to it and be like, see, look at this, even The Walking Dead is pointing people to Jesus. And that's become like a corner we say when I do like pitches and stuff, like that's the cornerstone of who we are, is that God used story to reach people, and we can do the same.
That's awesome.
I didn't plan
Amen to
any of
that.
that. That was yeah. That was good. The last piece of news is that Netflix Splinter Cell Deathwatch, I keep want to call it Deadwatch, is renewed for season 2. I don't know much about Splinter Cell.
All right. Well,
I know it's a
my
game and
brother is. So I've absorbed quite a bit from watching him play. It's it's basically Ubisoft's answer to Metal Gear Solid, except it's its own thing. You have Sam Fisher, who is the Splinter Cell agent, who goes on these espionage spy assassin missions, and you really have to like watch your stealth and use your environment to help you. I've not watched the show, but my brother has, and from what I've gathered, it's doing really well so far, which is great because we've not had a new Splinter Cell something in years. Ubisoft's kind of like almost kind of like burying it, like it almost doesn't exist anymore. So to have this and to have it do well and to have a season 2 is very promising.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. There's so much TV anymore. It's animated, it looks like.
Mhm.
Animation style looks nice.
Yes.
So
So if you haven't
Oh,
played it, Cody,
fun fact, it is by the creator of the John Wick series, the showrunner. So there you go.
okay.
There you go.
um,
Well, that sells me.
if you haven't played the games, every Steam sale they do the whole bundle. You can get all of them
Okay.
except one. There's one you can't, and it's frustrating because Ubisoft delisted it last year from Steam.
That's a
So
bummer.
yeah, but you can get all of them, and they're
Okay.
phenomenal.
Cool. I'll have to check them out sometime. Sweet. Well, we will end the podcast there. You guys geeking out about anything else this week?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm
No?
just still enamored by that LARP scenario you shared. I'm like, I really want to do that now.
Yeah, I am making a video. We're running cameras, so I should have a video up soon on our
That's awesome.
Airsoft YouTube channel. So
That'd be really cool
Very
for
cool.
Geeks Under Grace, like to do a LARP as a team. That'd be really like a fun little
Yeah.
thing
be
we could
fun.
do.
I want to do a retreat at some point.
Yeah.
We're not teasing anything here, listeners. These are things that we genuinely just wish would happen.
Maybe
Under
one
Grace
day.
Avengers.
Yeah. Someday.
Someday.
Cool. Jonathan, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube at or at Different Lens Media. Sorry.
And Andrea, you said you're not really on social media as much, right?
Not yet. I might change that maybe in the next year. I'll try to establish something that I could put on more work and some, geeky thoughts that I'm sharing, but at the moment I'm low profile. But as soon as that changes, I can definitely share that.
Yeah. I know a way. Can they? If, if this doesn't work, I'll have to cut it, Jonathan. In the Discord, Geeks Under Grace Discord.
Yes.
Do you have your? Yeah.
I have my handle, I
Um,
believe. Yeah.
your handle's just your name, isn't it?
It is just my name. Yeah. Just Andrea
There you
Riccati.
go.
It's
So
just
you can get in
it's
our
just me.
Discord through geeksnerds.com/next. I believe is the easiest way to get to the link. And then you can tag her there. You can tag all of us there, honestly.
Yeah. If you'd love to
Especially
say
in the
hi.
lounge. Yeah. Cool. You can find me on Instagram at Cody Armour. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.